Hello and good afternoon, my tinfoil hatters. This video is not for kids as it is news. There's no cussing or cursing. Well, hopefully no cussing or cursing. Anyway, update. Recently I bought the DaVinci Resolve, and the DaVinci Resolve equipment is really good. To give you an idea, I'm trying to get this thing to turn. I can't really do that. But long story short, this camera will be utilized again. I've gone from Mac to Windows, and DaVinci is made for Windows. As you can see, this is the TV monitor that I'm using. Down here, my keyboard, and finally, the beautiful one right here, my computer. As you can tell, I custom built this thing. Other things that are going on, I have not been able to get my drone to work. I live in a place where the wind tunnel is extremely huge. But anyway, I bought this drone, and it would be great to get it to fly. Just the problem is the wind is extremely strong, especially where I'm at. And we haven't had a chance to get it to where it is very light, not so bad. But if the moment I take it out there, wind starts to pick up again. So I think it's a sign I should hold off on launching the drone. So got a lot of equipment. Mostly I couldn't really start making quality videos with my iMac due to a lot of issues. One, I had some issues just trying to get the software started acting up. That's because I think I filled up most of my computer with photos and editing photos and stuff like that. That was my old iMac. The other thing also too is just trying to figure out what I need to do with my iMac and get it cleaned up, going from there. Adobe Photoshop is okay, but the latest updates make it near hard work with. And I don't know, I guess if you could talk about a product that NVIDIA wanted to go ahead and control people by, it's through the editing software by Adobe, which is it's based out of. We've noticed a lot of stuff. Right now, we have a Ukraine situation, and there's a guy named Artur Rehi, the Estonian YouTuber. I highly recommend you start watching his videos. This man is in-depth. He's from Estonia. Estonia is one of the Soviet Union countries that broke up, but it's very important to pay attention to what's going on, especially with the situation in Ukraine. Now, oh, wow, I can actually do that with the light on this thing. But anyway, I'm not going to lie. What really caused this whole situation? Well, here's the thing. Current geopolitical factors. Too many politicians. For one thing, Biden administration going into America policing the world. When Donald Trump told, hey, we're not going to do this, Donald Trump had a plan. He had a two-pronged system. One, he always spoke with his wallet because war is always fought over money. So to prevent Russia from doing this, he basically cut the pipeline and got the U.S. pipeline going. Then we have stupid pendeja AOC. Yeah, pendeja like her. I'm sorry. Look, I've lost all faith in political majors. And I'll be honest. It is no longer a game to me or American public when we now have politicians saying, no constitutional amendment is absolute. And knowing that our Bill of Rights could be violated any moment is a very serious problem. But I digress. New equipment, new technology. I am going to go ahead, next video, try to teach you how to find or how to file a Freedom of Information Act request. I'm also going to teach you, hopefully, how to use house.gov once I master the DaVinci Resolve software. Why do I want you to know how to use house.gov and how to file a Freedom of Information Act? Because I want to take the power away from the news media and give you the power to find out the information and know the truth yourself. See, we live in a world where you have people claiming misinformation is terrorism. And what they define as what is misinformation. And because of that, it will kick off a war here. I don't think we're going to be able to save Ukraine from Russia. Why? We have weak leadership. I didn't ask for this guy to become president. Nobody voted for him. And I'm not here to knock it down, but he's not mentally all there. And the people in his staff, our UN representative is a racist woman who lives in the stigma. I'm sorry, but there are racists in every culture. All right, let's not lie to ourselves. Take a look in the black community. They have their own racists, which they haven't seen a white guy in 40 to 60 years. And it's been drilled in their mind. Same thing, all that. And they always keep talking about, we got to worry about white supremacy and white racism. And I'm like, is it really that bad not to call out our own people that are committing it? Because you have Latino people that are just as racist. I've seen El Salvadorians fight with Mexicans, and that happens. And a lot of people hate to have the uncomfortable conversation, but let's face it. We got racist organizations like BLM, and everyone's like, they're a good organization. They're not there to help the people of color. And I'm telling you, they're not there for that. They're there to take on a situation where a violent crime has happened in a very nice city, riot, and then take money from people because you have race baiters. You have people like Maxine Waters, who's a race baiter. You have people like freaking Al Sharpton, race baiter. And it's funny. They said, well, we just found what Malcolm X says. I guarantee you, if you ever read anything or learned anything about what Malcolm X said, it was completely opposite. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King would not like these people today. And I'll be straightforward. You got people who are like, we need to celebrate this. And I'm like, how exactly are they helping out? A lot of the taxes in Illinois goes to one school near the Chicago districts, while you have other schools, black schools, or schools of color, that are not getting any funding. And yet you have a black mayor who supposedly is helping them out, but not really. She's not giving the funding to schools because it's part of the Democrats' party system to keep the people dumb and uninformed. Like I said, this isn't the party of the John F. Kennedy or Franklin Delano Roosevelt. This is the party now of the new Jim Crow, right? They have finally, in the words, I think, of a Nazi from American Gods, have finally found that if they can control people's minds, they now have control. The choice weapon of a slaver is to enslave the minds of the person that they're trying to control. And the thing is how they do it: bad education, bad nutrition. Orlando Jones got fired because that statement had a lot of people on the left going, oh my God, they found on. People are catching on. And it would be one thing if it was the Republican Party, but it's not this time. It's the Democrat Party. A lot of the neoconservatives got kicked out of the Republican Party because people were tired of this BS. You had a lot of the neoconservatives under the Bush administration who were like, anyone who disagrees with Bush is a traitor. Bill Maher, being the same person as he is, will always be, classy guy, said no. Now you have people who are like, how come Bill Maher is not joining the progressive left? Because Bill Maher doesn't follow authoritarianism. I'm sorry, but a lot of the moderns were called Nazis, and now they became Trump supporters. Why did that happen? Because you disavowed their knowledge. Trump was never a perfect guy. Oh, God, no. And he even told you, don't put your faith in the government. Put your faith in God. The man's not trying to become a religion. But these politicians, these sick-minded individuals, right? They show these images of John McCain and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and George Floyd looking down from heaven and looking at with a giant glimmer and showing Kamala Harris. And that is just messed up. We shouldn't worship celebrities or idolize them. I mean, that's a sign of the end times.